Dillian the Body Snatcher White here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, so there's an article here that I shall put in the description box as always, and it's involving David Price versus Carlos Takam on the Dillian Whyte versus Dereck Chisora 2, the rematch undercard. Now, that's an interesting one, that is for sure, but I'm not too sure if this is a good idea, and I have to be perfectly honest, I'm not too sure if this is a good idea for David Price, bearing in mind that his last two fights, he got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, and then he had to quit on his stallless match against Sergey Kuzmin. So, for me, I think if David Price is doing this just to get a bit of money, okay, fair enough. But if he genuinely wants to become British champion again, or European champion, kind of like move on, then I think this is probably the wrong way to go about it. I think that he needs a couple of journeymen now to get back into it, because although he did damage his shoulder, or his bicep or something against Kuzmin, which forced him to stop, I think that maybe there was part of it that he quit. And I don't like saying that because I like David Price, but I think it's a very real possibility that's what he done. So, against Carlos Takam, it's dangerous for him. Now, okay, so Dereck Chisora, he stopped Takam. But in order for Dereck Chisora to stop Takam, he had to take a barrage of punches from the opening seconds of the very first round up until he managed to land a punch which wobbled Takam and then ultimately dropped him. And then, obviously, Dereck Chisora finished him off. But to get to that point, Chisora had to go through an absolute war. And Dereck Chisora is known for being pretty damn durable. David Price, not so much. I think if Carlos Takam was to unload on him the way that he did Chisora, I think that Takam would get him out of there. So personally, I think it's a bad idea. But of course, if he did it, of course, I'll be cheering for David Price and I hope that he pulls it off. But I think that it's just a bad idea, in my opinion, because I don't think David Price can withstand the kind of punishment that Carlos Takam will be unloading. And especially as Takam, he's come off back-to-back defeats as well. Anthony Joshua and Dereck Chisora. So he's going to want to get back to winning ways. And he's quite likely to take it out on David Price. It's a fight that I think both these guys would take. But ultimately, as I said, I think it's probably a bad idea for David Price to do that. And if he loses to Takam, then for me, there's just no way back. There really isn't. But hey, anyway, that's what the story is right now. That's one of the rumours, shall we say, that's flying around, that David Price versus Carlos Takam is being looked at for December 22nd on the Dillian Whyte Dereck Chisora undercard. Drop your thoughts below about it. Click that thumbs up and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.